Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Kiwi Lads channel. In this video, I am going to be giving my preview for the upcoming match between the Highlanders and the Chiefs that is going to be taking place a little bit later on today when this video comes out. But if you do enjoy the video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. But yeah, let's get right into this preview. Right, so the match is taking place at Forsyth Barr Stadium in Dunedin, 7:05 kickoff. And it will be a match between the Highlanders and the Chiefs, and it could be a very exciting matchup. The last time these two sides played, the Highlanders were able to get the win 39 points to 23, and when you think about that match, one man's name comes to mind, and that is Jonah Nareki. 192 metres carried, 9 defenders beaten. He got himself a hat-trick as well, set up Shannon Frizzell for another. The Highlanders, they were able to get the bonus point. The Chiefs were leading going into the second half. Then from there, the Highlanders turning up the pressure in that last 40, and it was rewarding them with a lot of points. But since that match, of course, the Chiefs now are on a 2-match winning streak, something that not too many people expected for the Chiefs this year for Super Rugby Aotearoa, because of the fact that they weren't able to get a win in last year's Super Rugby Aotearoa competition. But now 2 from the last 2, beating the Hurricanes and also beating the Blues. So now they are on a 2-match winning streak, and then the Highlanders, they are on a 1-match winning streak, and the team that they did beat, they beat the Crusaders in round 6 of Super Rugby Aotearoa last weekend. It was an incredible performance from the Highlanders. They did have a few players who were missing from their starting lineup and reserves for that match because of breaking protocol. But in that match, they just showed incredible heart and also had a lot of skill on that field, and it was rewarding them with a lot of points up against the competition's leaders at the moment, the Crusaders. So with that being said, both of these sides coming off wins, and this match between the two sides could be a very exciting one. Now I will look back at the last time that these two sides did play at Forsyth Barr. It was Highlanders versus the Chiefs. It was round 1, match 1 of Super Rugby Aotearoa 2020. And once again, a player's name comes to mind, and that is Bryn Gatlin. He is not playing for either side, the Highlanders or the Chiefs. He is in the Chiefs squad, but he isn't playing for this match. That last minute drop kick to secure the Highlanders a 28-27 win over the Chiefs. Damian McKenzie hit in the drop kick in about the 77th minute, but then from there, Bryn Gatlin able to get the win for his Highlanders side at the time. And that was just an incredible way to start Super Rugby Aotearoa 2020, and hopefully this match that we have between the two sides will be just as good. So in that match of Super Rugby Aotearoa 2020, the Chiefs on paper actually had the better game. They had more metres carried, more carries, they had more defenders beaten, the list goes on. And in the end, there were actually 16 penalties against the Highlanders, including 2 yellow cards, which when we look at the match that did happen between the two sides this year for Super Rugby Aotearoa, they actually also had 2 yellow cards. So maybe that is a little bit of a trend that they won't be wanting to continue into this match that has taken place at Forsyth Barr on Saturday night. So in that first match, the yellow cards were Jonah Nareki and Vilamoni Karoi. Now the tries for the Highlanders, they were scored by Ash Dixon, Sio Tompkinson, and Marino Makali too. Now the big thing there with the Ash Dixon try and also Marino Makali too, both of those tries were set up from rolling mauls, and also that one of Ash Dixon was off the back of a rolling maul. And I feel like that is one of the keys in the Highlanders arsenal. They will be willing to kick it for the corner if they do get the penalty and then try and drive over with Ash Dixon at the back. He seems like he is going to be able to pick up quite a few tries throughout this Super Rugby Aotearoa competition because of it. And I think they will be going back to that in this match against the Chiefs, because a big factor in this match will be both sides will be hunting for not just that win, but also for that bonus point, because at the moment it is getting pretty close on the table. So both sides, that extra point could be the difference between them making it to the final and not making it. So they will both be wanting to secure that bonus point in this one. Now I will fast forward back to 2021 for Super Rugby Aotearoa. It was in round 2 that these sides met at FMG Stadium. Like I said, the result was 39 to the Highlanders, 23 to the Chiefs. And in that match, the Chiefs, they actually had 36 defenders beaten, including 14 with one individual, and that was a Tenai Nano Satori, and he is back on that left wing for the Chiefs. He is replacing Sean Wainui in this one, and also they have got Jonah Lowe on that right wing rather than Sean Stevenson, who will be coming off the bench later on in the match in that number 23 jersey. But I did a video talking about the lineups a little bit earlier on. I will put the info card so you guys can check that out if you are unaware of who is playing for both of these sides. But I will run through all of the changes in their lineups very quickly so you guys do know exactly who is going to be on that field and coming off the bench. So for the Highlanders, there are 6 changes in their starting lineup. The first one is Josh Honock. He is going to be in that number 3 jersey rather than Siate Tokolahi, who is going to be coming off the bench. Then James Lynches is going to be starting in that number 7 jersey rather than Billy Harmon, who did start the week before up against the Crusaders. He is also going to be coming off the bench. Then number 9, it is going to be Aaron Smith for the Highlanders because of that ACL injury that Falau Fakatava has got. It is going to mean that he is going to be missing not just the end of this Super Rugby Aotearoa competition, but also Super Rugby Trans-Tasman, which is a big shame because he is a very talented player and I was looking forward to getting to see him possibly pick up a few more tries because he has been scoring them for fun so far throughout this competition, and I feel like going into those last few rounds he was going to be able to pick himself up a few more. Then number 12, it is going to be Scott Gregory. He was in the number 14 jersey for the last match against the Crusaders, but he moves to 12. That is replacing Thomas Umanga Jensen. Then at number 13, it is going to be C.O. Tompkinson making his way back into the side, and that is replacing Michael Collins. Then number 14 for this one is going to be Natunani Punavai, and that is replacing Scott Gregory, who is now at 12. And then on the bench, Kane Hamilton in the number 21 jersey, and then Josh Ioane is going to be in that number 22 jersey, and that is replacing Caleb Markeni. So they are all of the changes for the Highlanders. They are once again going with the spare forward on the bench, so that may pay dividends to them later on in this match. Then for the Chiefs, they did actually have a bye last week, but going back to their last match, it was against the Blues, and there are a few changes to the starting lineup since that match. And the first one is in that number 4 jersey. It is going to be Tupo Va'ai. He is going to be replacing Samasoni Finau, who is now on the bench in that number 19 jersey. Then also Kalen Boshia. He is coming in for Sam Cane. We did hear the news that Sam Cane, unfortunately, is also going to be missing the rest of Super Rugby Aotearoa and Super Rugby Trans-Tasman with injury. So now Kalen Boshia, he is going to be starting this one in the match against the Highlanders. The next 2 changes are the 2 wings. It is going to be Nanai Saturo for Sean Wainui, like I said earlier on, and also Sean Stevenson is going to be moving to the bench. And taking his place in that starting lineup, it is going to be Jonah Lowe, who will be hoping to have a good performance in this one. And then they have got Sean Stevenson on that bench as a little bit of a cover for the wing, and also perhaps fullback if they do need it. Although Damian McKenzie, we have seen so far in the 4 matches that the Chiefs have played, he has played every single minute of it. So I don't think he will be getting subbed off unless there is an injury, which of course the Chiefs can't really afford to have at this stage of the season. Then on the bench, it is going to be in the number 19 jersey, Samapeni Finau. He is going to be replacing Simon Parker. And then in the number 23 jersey, Chase Tiatia is going to have the week off, and yeah, Sean Stevenson is going to be taking that role. So I did mention the yellow cards a little bit earlier on for the Highlanders. So in these 2 matches that I am referring to, they have got 4 yellow cards. In that second one, it was Ash Dixon and also C.O. Tompkinson who received them. They are both in the starting lineup for this one. So they will have to make sure their discipline is on point there, the Highlanders, or else Damian McKenzie, very capable kicker, and he will be able to tap over 3 points every day of the week. And also, perhaps they will look at going for that corner rolling maul style like the Highlanders love to use. Could be a very exciting battle between these 2 sides to see who is willing to take the 3 points and who is willing to kick it for the corner, take the risk, and possibly high risk, high reward, and be able to get 5 or 7 points for the risk that they do take. So looking at round 2 once again of Super Rugby Aotearoa 2021, the man who made the most tackles for the Chiefs, Sam Cane, he was able to make 15, and he was also able to get 2 turnovers, 1. So he is going to be a big hit in that starting lineup for the Chiefs. But Kalen Boshia, he will be hoping to make a bit of a statement in that number 7 jersey. I know a lot of people are waiting for Lachlan Boshia to come back. I don't think he's too far away. He did have that foot injury, but I think he is almost 100%, so he won't be too far off. And the timing in that regard is probably a little bit of a blessing for the Chiefs because of the fact that without Lachlan Boshia as well, I mean, they have some very good loose forwards, but missing someone like a Sam Cane, who was also the co-captain, I feel like that's going to be a little bit of a hit to that fullback. But we have seen that the Chiefs, they are a strong side and they are on a 2-match winning streak. So this one, I'm undecided. I don't know what way it's going to go. The Highlanders are at home, but the Chiefs, they are hungry to try and get themselves into that final. It would be a huge statement to everyone who was doubting them, and I am excited to see what they are going to be able to do. But nonetheless, that is going to be the end of this preview. The good news is we only have a few hours to wait until this game kicks off. If you did enjoy though, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. I am also going to be doing a watch along of the match on the channel, so be sure to stay tuned for that. But nonetheless, I will see you all in the next one.